Now, ladies and gentlemen, the war between Kenya and Tanzania has been ongoing on social media for the last few days since the deportation of some Kenyan activists that were visiting Tanzania recently so that they would attend the court hearing of the Tanzanian opposition leader Tundu Lissu, who is the leader of the Chadema party. But they were deported under the orders of Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Now, as we know, this is something that would have crippled the democratic relationship between Tanzania and Kenya. But to our surprise, members of parliament, senators, governors, and even the minister of foreign affairs turned out to defend Samia Suluhu Hassan in a decision to deport Kenyan activists who had visited Tanzania. Now, this has led to a very critical moment in the current government where the Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna has criticized the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Diaspora Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, for defending Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu remarks on the conduct of Kenyan activists. This followed the deportation of People's Liberation Party (PLP) leader Martha Karua and former Chief Justice Willy Mutunga, alongside other activists from Tanzania, preventing them from attending the court case of an opposition leader charged with treason. In an address made on May 20th, 2022, Suluhu warned Kenyan activists that she would not allow activists to destabilize a country. If they have been contained in their country, let them not come here to meddle. Let's not give them a chance. They have already created chaos in their own country, Samia said. Now, in a statement issued on X on Wednesday, May 21st, 2025, Sifuna stated that Mudavadi defending Suluhu on the deportation of the activist remarks was wild, and I read what Sifuna said. He says, our Minister for Foreign Affairs taking Tanzanian side on the deportation of Kenyans is wild. Who put these people in power? He stated. Now, this is after Musalia Mudavadi acknowledged the legitimacy of Samia's concerns regarding the tone and content of political dialogue in Kenya. Speaking to a local TV station on May 20th, 2025, Mudavadi stated that Samia might have been speaking from our observation of the conduct of Kenyans in recent times, and I quote him. I will not protest that Samia Suluhu's remarks because I think there is some truth. Let us face a few facts. The level of etiquette and insult that we see in Kenya, even though we have the freedom of speech, sometimes goes overboard to some extent. She is saying people have sometimes gone to extremes in their utterances in Kenya, which is a fact. What we need to talk about is, can we get to the bottom of the treatment there? I am a Kenyan too, and the fact of the matter is that our approach and our utterances, because we are free in speech, have lacked integrity, Mudavadi said. Now, further, Mudavadi admitted that he lacked detailed information about the specific deportation of Kenyan activists and therefore could not comment on the appropriateness of Tanzanians' action. He also emphasized the need for further evidence before making a definitive assessment. He says, these are facts that we will have to establish. I agree to some extent with what she said. She said that she is unhappy because they observe what we do here. But I will need a little time to get more evidence into the details of the operation. To the point of saying whether we have displayed decency, I am not talking about the individuals in question, but she is talking from a general viewpoint. And if it is a general viewpoint, then I think she has a point. Speaking earlier at the funeral of Mzee Mwalimu William Lumate, the father of the new chancellor of the Cooperative University, Bernard Chitunga, in Kakamega County, Mudavadi argued Kenyans to appreciate the freedoms they enjoy. Mudavadi went ahead to state uh, that while these liberties are fundamental to the nation's democracy, they should be exercised responsibly. Now, this tells you of the kind of leadership that we have in this republic. Imagine this is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the man to deal with matters, uh, foreign democracy, foreign relationships between us and and other countries. And he is there supporting the deportation of Kenyan activists who did nothing wrong. And the people that you call activists is people who are leaders in the Republic of Kenya. Mother Karua is the PLP leader, Party's Liberation leader, and she is also a principal of the opposition. She was an aspirant of the presidency seat. She was also a running mate to Raila Amolo Odinga in 2022 general election. Apart from that, she served as the Minister of Justice in Kenya. And apart from Mother Karua, we have people like the former Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, Willy Mutunga. Willy Mutunga was the president of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Now, imagine if a chief justice, a former chief justice of the Republic of Kenya, is disrespected to the point where they get to deport him. And I ask you a question. In which field have you seen a former chief justice like William Mutunga being involved in matters like uh, protest and all that, so that you will dearly say that he deserved to be to be deported? Today, Mudavadi is backing and he is in support of this deportation. But what should we expect will happen to him tomorrow when he is not in government? Huh? What will happen to him when he is not in government? And remember, when Mudavadi is speaking this, it seems he is speaking from the point of President William Ruto, because the president, he was supposed to condemn these cases. He was supposed to condemn the act of the deportation, but but the president hasn't done so, and we can barely say that the president is speaking through Musalia Mudavadi, because the president was supposed to condemn this deportation to the latter, because he is the leader of the East African Community Bloc, the EAC. If the leader of the EAC is quiet when his people, more so Kenyans, who did nothing wrong but to travel to Tanzania as guarded by Jumuiya or the East African Legislative Community, that tells us that the president is in cahoots with people like Samia Suluhu Hassan, who has been carrying out executions in a country. Extrajudicial killings are happening in Tanzania, unwarranted arrests of the opposition leaders in Tanzania, because she fears that the opposition might have a say and might go ahead to dethrone her from the position she holds as the president come the elections that are going to happen in Tanzania this November. Ni kati ya vitu ambavyo, if we look clearly, seeing a minister like Musalia Mudavadi, the prime cabinet secretary and the minister of foreign affairs, in support of such things, it bothers us. It raises the question of how secure are the people of the Republic of Kenya who are working in diaspora, who are working in different countries all over the world. And that is why we find Kenyans wanauliwa like in the Middle East, and the guy has no way of protecting them. He has no way of bringing them back home. Kazi yake ni kuitisha pesa kutokea kwa serikali imsaidie ndio kurudisha Wakenya nyumbani. Ndio Sifuna anauliza, watu kama hawa nani ameweza kuwapa mamlaka? Who really put these people in charge? And I always tell you, when Sifuna speaks, Raila Amolo Odinga has spoken. And that these we also say that are the same sentiments that Raila Amolo Odinga holds dear. And that is why it is happening the way it is happening. Raila Amolo Odinga is in opposition of what happened on Sunday, where Kenyan activists were being deported. Well, that's what's up. Tell me what you think about this. Leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.